so many times. It allows us to do more of the build we want right off the bat. And you're going to need all of that because certain things have been changed. For instance, your health does not go up as you level. I'm level 20 and I still have 90 health, as you can see right there. The only way my health is going to go up is if I put more points into endurance. You know, your health doesn't magically go up. By the same token, your gun damage doesn't magically go up either. So having more points to start with simply gives you more to work with because, you know, life in real life, what you have is what you have. And you can become better with what you have, but it's, in the end, it's all you're going to have. So let's take a closer look at some of these perks. Alright, some major things I have noticed right off the bat, and I haven't gone through all of these, though I have played a decent amount, and I have kept careful track of everything that's happened. I've been taking notes as I go along. Now, some of these have been changed to where the data or not felt they needed to be, and I have no problems with where the things have been moved to. He's changed the way we work. One of the most notable things is that the weapon perks, for instance, Commando, Gunslinger, and Rifleman, no longer increase damage. They increase other things, more dealing with accuracy, which is, well, that's just how it works. If you get better using a gun in real life, you don't magically do more damage with it, but you do learn how to shoot it better and become more accurate with it. These also only now have 1 point each. I think that's kind of interesting. Well, for one thing, you don't spend levels and levels putting perks to do more damage, you know. A pistol, when you start off, does the same damage, barring mods and perks that a pistol will do later on. So, it enables you to put points in those perks to increase your other areas of aptitude. It allowed me to put points in chemist and science, because I have to build stuff and craft things to survive. And I'll go over crafting in another section. One thing I really like is what he did with lockpicking. From the start, you can open any lock. You can try your hand as an expert lock if you want, because these perks simply make it easier. They don't allow you to suddenly open, okay, now you can open expert locks. It just makes your lockpicking easier. And lockpicking is hard. You know, I put a picture's trying to do a novice lock, and you really creep the side of it. So it takes more skill. And to taking this perk now, really, it's like, man, I really need another point in locksmith because I'm actually running out of bobby pins. Now, and something else to go over is that he has gone over and rearranged the ways that new objects appear and their rarity in the common world. For instance, I still have yet to come across a single thing of Radaway. I think we took Radaway completely out of the game, as an example. Bobby pins, I see by now, I would have so many bobby pins it wouldn't matter. But I did locks, I look at them like, no, I don't want to open that because I don't have many bobby pins. You know what I mean? That's really been changed in a very cool way. Hacker does remain the same. You do still need higher levels of hacker, where is it even at? There it is. To open expert and master terminals like we did before, but there's no more guessing at the passwords. He's made it just, you know, one password. So if you can open expert terminals, you can open expert terminals. What's behind that decision, I don't exactly know, but I don't mind it being, you know, I don't mind not having to play the damn word game every time. But, you know, that's cool. A lot of the perks do remain the same. And, you know, endurance is going back to that. It's a treat. It's very handy because your health no longer automatically increases. Some things have been moved around. One thing I noticed off the bat is that Canada is actually now up here. I'm not sure on his thinking behind that, you know, but there it is. The carry rate has been increased some. With my modest strength of, what is it, 7? And power armor with the calibrated shocks in the legs. I'm able to carry 675 pounds. That's actually quite a bit. He's increased the power armor from 10 to, I believe I read, he increased it to 14, which makes sense to me. The normal game, I'm sorry, not 10, 11. The normal game, when you enter power armor, puts your strength at 11, I believe is what it is. It could be 10. But it doesn't make much sense to me that power armor would only give you the strength that you could naturally acquire yourself. We're talking an entire suit made of armor and hydraulics, and such. I like this change. It increases the strength power of the armor gives you to 14. So that's going to change some of the way that some of these strength perks work. Removing the level requirements piece has really made it makes everything feel so much more open. Okay, now I want to talk about crafting. Now, I thought about going through combat, talking about the combat of the game first, but really, the way crafting works, everything has been changed. The way things are crafted and the way those things really does kind of define the way you go into combat and into everything else. So let's start off with some of the crafting and resources that things are made up of and break down into, and you'll see why I'm mentioning this. So here we have a junk car like would appear at a settlement and you would scrap. The difference is when you run this gameplay, if I go to scrap this car, the resources are insane. 24,000 steel, 40 lead, 5 gears, and what he did was, the creator of this mod sought to make it so that things break down to a realistic amount of the things that it contains.
I'll take care of those raiders.
Whereas, if it takes 2 steel to modify the slide on your pistol, it doesn't make much sense that this car would only give you 20 or whatever that does it, you know what I mean? He's gone through and done extensive research, to an extent that one can do, as to what things would probably break down into. Now, so this prevents you, say, for instance, scrapping 2 teddy bears and out of that cloth building a couch. That doesn't make sense. On the other hand, well, here's what that means. So when you scrap a settlement, you're going to have an insane amount of crap. If I go to, say, wood, and through there, you can see I have 69k wood and 762k steel. But you can also see this thing costs 200 of each to build. So the balance is somewhat maintained. It's still cheap as hell. Modifying your weapons and building small things is still cheap. But you sought to make it so that building things takes the materials to what you get. However, as you progress past the first settlement and into the Commonwealth, you start to see how it's affecting you, because once you scrap a settlement and you build some humongous fortress, suddenly you're out of materials. Oh, and now, so buying a shipment of, 500 concrete only builds you a couple walls. Like it probably would, Everything in that level can change. Same thing when you pick up a bag of cement no longer weighs 5 pounds and gives you, 5 concrete or whatever. A bag of concrete now weighs 94 pounds and gives you like 400 units of concrete. So, the balance has been shifted, and it affects a lot of the way that things work. Now, I don't much worry with this. I have a lot of resources. The thing is, I'm a builder, and I have a YouTube channel, as you know, which focuses on building. I can't continue to do what I do, play with this mod, which I want to play, and I can't work with these building resources, so I use unlock settlement objects. Now, this is not why I use unlock settlement objects. I use it because I need a tool that provides me, and it does provide me a way to craft without having to worry about spending 200 steel on a piece of wood. So these floors only cost, actually this costs a bottle cap. I don't consider that cheating because I'm a builder and it's what I do. So that's how the building aspect of crafting has changed. So continuing with crafting, I want to go on to crops, because crops play a much bigger part in crafting than they did before. They provide much less food. In the vanilla game, one youth food plant provides one food. Here, it provides, as you can see, a quarter of our food. Potatoes, 0.25. Corn produces 0.5. So, at first, you're like, well, crap, food counts for less now. But actually, it's a boom. It really is. A settler can provide 6 food. Whether it takes 100 plants or 5 plants, June long here will prevent a real provide until 6 food. So the fact that each of these plants can give us food is actually a bonus, because that means you can farm more meat food potatoes now. Because same people present. You see what I'm getting at. So the fact that the food produces less food is actually a good thing. And more food is used. For instance, you can take wild corn and a lot of meat food. You find and plant them and grow corn and meat food. So I mean, why you couldn't prefer it? Now you can. Razor grain has a use in that you can use it in flavor. Corn, wheat, and potatoes, always, to me, have been a staple of food because you can mix them to produce vegetable starch, which is used as adhesive. And that is still true, but corn has another use now, which I'm going to show you. Don't mind the pink windows. It's a stupid glitch I keep forgetting to fix, with probably my load order. Where did I put my stove? There it is. And it's temporary. So corn, you can now make corn flour. And corn flour is used to make gunpowder. Now, ammunition is, with this mod, ammunition is vital. And you'll pick up a lot of ammunition from raids. I have probably 55,000 rounds of 7.62 just from fighting off gunners. However, I don't, that's not my go-to ammunition. The go-to ammunition is 50 caliber. That's essential. To survive an immersive gameplay, you need 50 caliber rounds. And the best way, is to make it. Now, there's actually two ways to make gunpowder, or to make ammunition. To make ammunition, you need to make gunpowder. All the ammunitions, they require gunpowder. Well, all of the ammunition, of course. You can make gunpowder under the grenade section. And there's actually two ways to make it. I think this is very clever and very cool. You can make it with corn flour, acid and fertilizer, or you can make it with sugar bomb and fertilizer. The sugar bomb standing for the acid and the corn flour. I really like it. It really makes sense. It's very cool. I like that there's two ways to start the gunpowder. I like the whole process of, farming corn, turning it into corn flour and so on and so forth to make the gunpowder. That part of crafting is very, very cool. There's so much stuff. It's fun with the crafting because you see immersive gameplay and you think, and most of what you see in is advertised is the damage and combat stuff. And that's why I wanted to touch on this first. This really makes stuff fun. Now there's so much more to the crafting. You probably noticed I had a few more options at my cooking station. Shipments. Okay, for instance, ammo shipments. This is something that I do. What you can do is you can take excess ammo, turn them into shipments and sell them. Now, the economy here is much different. Ammunition is not cheap. It's very expensive. For me, just to buy the 50 caliber ammo I need, it costs a fortune. So what I can do here is I have an excess of 7.62. So I can come back here, and I can make a shipment of 7.62 ammo, and for storage or selling or whatever. Of course, ammo doesn't weigh anything. If you play a normal difficulty, ammo doesn't weigh anything. That's doesn't really mean anything, but the ammo shipments is kind of cool. But the reason I mention shipments is because this is awesome. Because meat does weigh stuff. Now, in the same vein as that car breaking down to a realistic amount of steel, when you fill up ramen, you get a realistic amount of ramen meat. And so you could drop up ramen, you're looking at possibly around 200 ramen. So why on earth would you ever need that? It's cool because you get by with a major gameplay. Boy, things are shit, the economy is shit, you need money, and hunting, this actually, just by chance makes hunting actually a reliable profession in this game with this mod, because it's like, that's largely how I get money to fight it. Before I had this tremendous excess of ammunition I have now from killing hundreds and hundreds of people raiding my settlements. Before that, I relied on ramen meat and yao guai meat to get by. So you drop a ramen, and you could turn it into shipments. Now, the reason for that being that, the same reason for shipments in the game originally, because you can't carry all that weight. And so that allows you to take, 200 ramen meat, it's a weight loss out of shipments, and I can put it for good services. The reason I still have this menu is because animals also drop fat, and fat can be rendered into oil. How awesome and smart is that? It's just cool. That part is just plain cool. So the crafting in general, beyond everything else, is just so much fun. Now, I did mention that I do kind of take the easy way on building because I have a mod that allows me to basically build for free but I am a builder. That's what my channel is based upon. You know, it is what it is. And if you've seen the size of these raids that you get, and I'll address that later in this review, there is no such thing as cheating when it comes to building. No matter what you build, you can't put luck with the playing field. That part is awesome. While I mentioned that, there are advantages I have I don't use simply because this mod makes crafting so much fun. For instance, I run UCO, Uniform Clothing Overhaul. And, you know, I believe it that allows me to make armorsmith and gunsmith and ammunition workbenches. Now, I do use those to make armor. You know, I made this snazzy black synth armor because I like the way it looks. You know, again, it's heavy armor is a band that doesn't with this mod. Everyone's wearing heavy armor. All you have to do is survive. But it's the ammunition workbench, which I was going to address. I don't use that because I have so much fun farming my corn, turning it into corn flour, and making gunpowder, and you know, and then making ammunition. I could make ammunition much easier than ammunition workbench just with fertilizing, lead, steel, or whatever, you know. But this crafting has changed everything so meaningfully that it's actually find it fun, and the magic is a kid's name, and that this makes it way more immersive. Now, hopefully, I've done this well enough to see why the crafting before combat, because the crafting system dictates the combat that I undertake. It dictates where I go and what I do because of what I need. For instance, power armor is a must. I mean, you could play immersive gameplay without power armor, but I choose to play with it, and most probably do. Because power armor is a must, and because it gets broken down so much, I'm always on the lookout for circuitry to repair my torso, you know? And so, you know, a want for more materials to repair the things I need, just like the resources to make gunpowder and things like that, dictate where I go and what I do. That's why I put crafting before combat. There's been times when I decide, okay, I'm going to go hunting, you know? And so instead of questing, I go on a hunt, you know, and I set out to hunt Yavwai or red stag or Tommy or whatever it is that I need, because these materials have real actual meaningful value in this mod. Alright, let's see what is up next. Combat with immersive gameplay is an entirely different animal. And as you saw in those previous clips, they're tough, they're smart, and they use everything at their disposal, just like you do. So it's a level playing field is the best way that I would describe it. You saw the guy with the melee weapon advance. He took cover here, then when I went to aim at him, ducked in here, and he covered in here. Even the enemies with melee weapons will cover and approach you intelligently until they have the forces to either charge you, like he did once his buddy arrived, and they both charge you, or if you killed enough of them, they may just run away. Also, killing enemies quickly is in your best interest, because they all have ammunition. They have a set amount of ammunition, and they use it. Now, notice these guys don't really have any ammo. I think one or two of them did, but that's why they were running me with melee weapons, because they had fired their ammo, and so they went to their backup melee weapon and ran at me. Now, that's also why, as I mentioned earlier, I had 50-some thousand rounds of 7.62. That's because I keep getting raided by the gunners, and the gunners who raid your settlement will spawn with about 1,000 rounds of it. Now, if you don't kill them quickly, they will put those 1,000 rounds of 7.62 through the barrel of a minigun. That's why they have so much ammo for their miniguns and for their combat rifles. So it's an interesting kind of balance. It's like, you know, how cautiously will I approach killing these raiders? Because the longer I take to kill them, the less ammo they're going to have on their person when they die. Now, again, as you know, those raiders many of them were in mostly heavy armor. They had highly modified weapons. And it's no different when you start the game versus, right now I'm at level 20. The first raider I came across was in heavy armor and was wielding a rocket launcher. And he killed me a few times. Now you start off with decent resources, and certainly once you start killing raiders, you quickly get geared with the same stuff they're carrying. It's really more a real-life survival level playing field kind of scenario. And then, so as I said, the game is more dangerous. And there are enemies that will surprise you. You will come across robots, such as Mr. Becky's and things that won't attack you initially. On the other hand, you will come across ghouls, which will kill you at a frightening pace. Ghouls are absolutely terrifying with this mod. You will come across things like this. See, he fires ammo, and now he's running out. You will come across things like this. Tougher and more intelligent raiders. That you don't expect to ambush you in places you do not expect. Now, I don't know exactly everything that he changed with that. But you have to be a lot more careful when you're walking around. Especially because of... There they are. Insects are the worst. Now, personally, this is the one thing I've got to be critical about with this mod. I think that the insects are a little overpowered. Even in power armor, a blood bug will take you down at about 0.2 seconds. It's kind of ridiculous. So I watch very carefully where I'm going. Now, I'm not sure his thinking on buffing the bugs will be good. But, this is pretty cool. It's not too hard, and it seems balanced. I can walk around in power armor. Now, if one of those guys had shot me in the head as I was shooting them, I would be dead. The guy was firing 308 ammo. A shot at that to head, even in power armor, could likely drop me. So this mod is, forced me to take a little more, cautious play style. And even though I was walking straight after, notice I was not firing wildly. I was firing slowly, aiming for headshots. And it feels good. But again, watch out for those damn mosquito things. Again, I'm not sure what his thinking was on that. But, so let's talk about raids. I'm in my Black Fortress and Sanctuary at its current level of construction. If you've seen my previous videos, then you've seen this place, no explanation is needed. Raids and immersive gameplay are frequent and can be overwhelming. I have spared absolutely, no expense and no matter of time in building this as securely as was possibly within my control, and I'm still finding ways to improve it. The raids seem to come in, there'll be small ones, kind of medium ones, and there's large ones, and they can happen frequently. I've had back-to-back raids in Sanctuary, like, as in, maybe 1 or 2 game time days apart. The small raids, I've seen as little as 10 or 15 guys come, and in large raids, you can 50. I've had 3 or 4 50-man raids, which is enough to drop your frame rates, and, you want to make sure you have a way to lock down your settlement. As I showed you, I have a way to close this door and lock it down. When this door is locked, all of this is inaccessible by them, which is absolutely necessary. When those gunshots start ringing out, I showed you some footage of the raids. In fact, the start of this review was voiced over a gunner raid. There's no point in showing that they're brutal or they're ferocious. The last raid had 50 gunners. 13 of them were in power armor with miniguns. Now, when an enemy who's wielding a minigun, when he drops it, the nearest one picks it back up. So it's a constant battle to shoot anyone carrying a minigun to keep taking it back up. And those bullets come flying through these windows. Now, honestly, the best way I found to defend myself is taking one vantage point. This is the best one I found. You take one vantage point where you take cover, get a sniper rifle, and this is the best one because from right here, they can't really get high. They can only really enter this field of vision because there's a house there, there's a building there. So I just sit right here and snipe them. It's kind of cheap, but they will always wander into your range of fire because if you give them a small window where you're shooting through, that's the only window they can shoot you through, and they will wander into your field of view, and you can take them down. There is no such thing as being cheap with immersive gameplay. These raids are massive. Now, one of my viewers commented that they love immersive gameplay, and they rated it 9 out of 10. They said they just weren't sure about the raids, and they wanted to know my thoughts on the raids. My thoughts on the raids are, I absolutely love it. I purposely leave my defense at the zone low so I can get more raids. First of all, it's the main way I get ammunition, armor, and components, by breaking down their weapons. Second, it's fun. I love playing Defend the Fort. And when you have 50 gunners bringing absolutely everything they have at you, not holding back. I mean, the gunshots start, and the first thing I'll hear is a few short bursts, and my turret's dying, and then the explosions start. The last one, there were several missile launchers. There was one with a fat man. One of them had a triple barrel missile launcher, I think, because I was hearing explosions in volleys of 3. And so, to me, the raids are actually exciting, So take into account everything I said about combat before, in the previous parts of this section where I'm talking about combat, Now take that, and add that to the ferocity of the raids and the security I've been forced to build here just to survive. And by the way, I still do die. Well, once or twice every couple of raids or so, I'll die a time or two because I'm just taking too much fire. It's incredible, I touched on this in the crafting section when I said it's meant to be immersive, but I just have so much fun with it, I forget that it's supposed to be immersive. And I think that is the immersion. So, my opinions on the raids are that I love it. Now, I've got 20 some odd sets of T-45 that I'm stripping off all these gunners each second. It can be a bit ridiculous. It's like, seriously? They brought 13 gunners in T-45 military power armor, all living miniguns. They brought a fat man, they brought missile launchers. Seriously, they brought all this just to attack me? But think about it. Think about it really. If you were the sole survivor, and you were here, you would use everything you had at your disposal. If you found power armor, you would wear it. If you built a settlement like this, you would do everything regarded. And if you were someone looking to take a settlement like this, would you seriously go in with 5 of your friends and see if you could take it over? Of course not. Think from the perspective of the gunners. They're going to bring everything they have. They have a lot at their disposal, and they're going to come get you. Immersive gameplay combat is everything and everyone has everything at their disposal, and they're not afraid to use it, and you should use it. So, I absolutely love the raids, and I love the combat. Something else I want to talk about is VATS. I actually forgot to put this here in the combat section at first because I hardly ever use it. VATS, it greatly, especially at range, and I'm pretty close to Preston here, so I have a pretty good chance to hit any part of his body. And when you hit parts of their body, they are visibly crippled. Headshots, again, I'm pretty close here. If I were to back up, you would see that at a decent range where you would normally use it, a lot of shots just are not going to be viable. That's still a really high chance. Usually I'm in the 30s when I'm going into VATS, and I don't know exactly what governs that. But what I want to point out is you don't have more AP. The weapons have a far lower AP cost. And I'm not sure if that bar is glitched, because that's how it works. But it's okay, because I just don't use VATS much. You have a lot lower AP cost, but really it's only viable for body shots. And to conserve ammo and play effectively with immersive gameplay, you really need to go for the headshots. And now, on the topic of AP, it regenerates much slower. It regenerates very slowly. So, yes, I did want to mention that. VATS is just, well, honestly, the whole VATS system isn't very immersive. So, not something I use much here. And I love this power armor, and the way power armor works in the game, and that's what I want to touch on next. Okay, power armor and fusion cores is something that's so different and affects your gameplay in such a significant way that it really does deserve its own section in this video. It's changed a lot with this mod, you know. The immersive gameplay makes fusion cores and power armor and the way they work so much, you know, different. Fusion cores last a lot longer. The current fusion core I have has only degraded about in 20 levels, maybe 8%. It's still the same fusion core I got, you know, from Conquer at the beginning. I believe I got it at 40, and it's now at 32. On the other hand, they're also much rarer, and they're worth a lot more money. And the way I see it, that's how it would be. If you were going to, I mean, if the technology existed to make a suit of armor such as this, do you honestly think that it would be battle ready and, you know, military issue with a battery that lasts like an hour and a half? No, of course not. I mean, if they had the technology to make something like this, they would have the technology and have something that let your power armor last for days. Whatever. Either way, it's fine. I got no complaints. Look, in the base game, fusion cores, they go so quick. You have so many of them. You know, most of my characters who are level, you know, high level, like level 70, 80, things like that, they've got well over 100 fusion cores. They have, you know, it's like candy. This makes them more valuable, more rare, and they last more, you know, more longer. Now, onto the armor itself. So I'm just sitting here at the crafting station. The armor is more like, I think, it would be. Now, this is T60, of course. Now, T60 does have more protection than the T45, but each armor has its own specialty. Let's go here. Now, they took out the A, B, C, D, E, F. It's not here anymore. I think that was kind of pointless and stupid. They took it out. T60 is T60, T45 is T45. Now, T60 protects a little better, but the T45 is tougher. It has more health. I don't have any pieces on me right now to demonstrate that, but, you know, the torso has 900 health, I believe, with the T45. The way he did it is the T45 is simpler, it's less high tech, so it's tougher, but it won't take as much damage. This will take a little more damage. Now I know I haven't encountered any T51 or XO1 yet, but I understand that, you know, if I recall, T51 is better at energy protection. I understand this is better at radiation. I can't verify that, and I've not seen XO1. From what I read in the mod author's FAQ, who took out XO1, it only exists, it won't randomly spawn anywhere, it only exists in, you know, the inventory of the item caps. Occasionally you could buy a piece, and, you know, it's set places where it exists in the story, so you don't encounter it. Now, okay, so anyway, let's go back to what I said. You took out the ABCDF, right. T60 is T60. Now, the first mod slot, what it does, it's very simple. It gives you, you know, it increases your explosive protection. Basically what the paint used to do, which made no sense to me. Well, it made a little sense, but he took what the paint used to do and put it here. So I can say, okay, I want this T60 to be better, you know, for explosives. So I can modify it for that. I can modify it for increased speed and agility. I can modify it to improve luck somehow. I can modify it for this or that. And the paint is now just that. All the paint just gives a flat charisma bonus. So it really gives you to put whatever kind of paint you want, because, you know, it doesn't infer any actual bonuses. The actual bonuses are here, where the ABCDEF crap used to be. And I say crap. I mean, come on, it was kind of silly. So when you get T45, it's all T45D. When you get T60, it's all T60A, no matter what. When you get T51, I assume it's, you know, T51B, you know, which is the famous T51 that's in actual Fallout lore. And it's probably why it has enhanced energy protection, because, you know, in lore it was white, it was the winterized, that was the advertised T51, and, you know, in Battle Anchorage or whatever. I'm getting off track though. I like the way that this has been done. Now, these mods here are all the same. What you're seeing here, this is from UCO, a different mod that allows me to transfer legendary effects, so, you know, don't mind that. Speaking of legendaries, legendary enemies in immersive gameplay, they exist, but they're pretty damn rare. Humans cannot be legendary. I guess it's only creatures and things like that. I've only fought one legendary creature, so I don't even really have any legendary effects. And that's cool. I'm fine with that. You know, I really like all these changes. Yeah, as you can see here, this is my starting fusion core. It's only down to 32. It's also worth 20,000 caps. It would be a rare and valuable resource. When I saw how the power armor was changed, well, kind of at a loss of words because I really, really like it. It makes it feasible and doable to wear it all the time and to use it, and it becomes, maybe I'm just getting lost in the immersion part of it, but it really does. It becomes like my own personal vehicle. It's my own thing, and I treat my power armor better, and I take care of it, I repair it, and because I live in it with this mod. Do I need to? No, but you die a lot less. Alright, so that was it for power armor. I don't think there's much more to cover. Now, don't get me wrong, there's a lot more to cover. And I've skipped things, I've missed things as I've gone through this review. There's too much, to really name absolutely everything. I just don't need to go to that link. I'm going over the things that I think about as I think about them, slightly organized. And so that's that. So that's it for what he's done with Overhauling Power Armor, and I can't say how much I absolutely love it. So I guess it's time for my conclusion. Okay, so to sum everything up, obviously, I like the mod. And I like it so much that I spent, several days outlining and gathering data, from gameplay to put this together for you. So, this is not a review in the sense that I'm going to tell you if it's good or bad. This is a review in that I'm reviewing everything I love about this mod, and I wanted to put it out here as cohesively and as thoroughly as I could. Now, all that said, actually, this has been a long process. Making videos actually takes some time sometimes, and this one in particular, I've pretty much spent all day doing this, filming and editing and whatnot, and over the course of this time, I've actually got a comment on one of my previous videos, and someone mentioned immersive gameplay in the comment because I mention it all the time. And what he mentioned is the explosions. He said something about, mini nukes and how you can't even be around them and how ridiculous it is that, they do so much damage. And they do. The explosion radius is gigantic, and the damage they do is immense. It's over 20,000 for a mini nuke. Immersive gameplay is pretty much made so explosions will insta-kill you. And they pretty much do. If you hit with a missile, I don't care how strong your power armor is, you're dead. A mini nuke, you have to be very, very careful. On the other hand, though, and I guess it comes down to preference, but this is the way I see it. It's a mini nuke. It's a miniature nuclear warhead. And, if you read the lore at Fort Strong, where they were creating the mini nuke, and there's this computer file goes through the whole process, and, they're trying to adapt, a shoulder fire weapon that can launch a nuclear warhead. And, that's what it is, and it doesn't surprise me in the least. I'm going to run away from these super mutants, go over here so we can... So, I'm totally okay with it. It does a lot of damage. And by the same token, mini nukes are exceedingly rare. When I come across a mini nuke, I save it and I keep it on my settlement for raids. In the base game, in the middle of Fallout, when I would encounter a super mutant suicider, I'd always shoot him in the right arm, just so I could watch it blow up, because it looked cool. Playing immersive gameplay, I don't dare blow up that mini nuke. I carefully take down the super mutant suicider, and I take that mini nuke and I save it because it's worth its weight in gold, So that's my review and my thoughts on immersive gameplay. Feel free to tell me what you think, what you like about it, what you don't like about it. Maybe you were like me and you hadn't tried it forever, even though you've seen it in the mods list, you weren't sure, and maybe now you do want to try it. Oh, that'd be awesome. I like running it. I simply won't run without it anymore. I love the realism. The explosions are a bit much. The enemies can be a bit much, and they can be a bit overwhelming. It can be a bit hard to work with the economy, because some simple things cost so much money and are so rare. But at a certain point, when I played this game to hell and back, I wanted immersion, and that's what this mod gave me. Alright guys, it's been a pleasure making this for you. I hope you enjoyed this video. What's up guys, Dark Valley here, and I'm coming to you today because I'm really excited about some new updates to one of my favorite mods that mod being Simple Green. And just today, Andrew CX, the creator of Simple Green, released what I wasn't sure he could do. He finally did release the different seasons mods, the Simple White, Simple Yellow, the Simple Red, and I'm making this video to show these off so you can see what it looks like. So far I'm blown away, although I haven't gotten very far. As a side note, as soon as I intended to start this video, I got raided at my Black Fortress here, which you've seen in my videos. I got raided by, oh my god, a squadron of gunners from hell, and that video will be forthcoming after this. You should definitely check it out to see the mayhem that spawned all of this destruction. So let's get back to what I'm talking about here. And right now I'm running Simple White. Now in the FAQ, he states that you can turn them on and off as you play. Now, I haven't seen evidence of that. I don't know how, maybe it's just because I don't know how to, but my mods menu takes a crazy long time to load because my internet connection is slow and I'm usually uploading to YouTube. So once I finally get it up, it's not letting me select. So I simply exit the game, change the mod, and then reload my game. No problem. And as a side tip, once again, before I get into this, if you have problems with your mods taking forever to load on PS4 like mine do, just disable your connection. There's no need to play, there's no need to be online on PSN to play Fallout, so I disable my connection and now I can open my mods menus pretty quick and disable and enable stuff that I want to, because it sucks having to wait for like 5 minutes to connect to Bethesda just so I can hit triangle and go to load order. It's kind of ridiculous. And again, that's largely because I'm always uploading to YouTube, so here we go. Sanctuary, the snow is fairly sparse here, and I'm going to be traveling around. We're going to check it all out. Sanctuary is pretty sparse. Now, when I first enabled this, I simply quit from my previous save, and I went back to load order, and I disabled Simple Green. If you want to see the Simple White, you got to disable both of the Simple Green mods, the base one and the Nuka World one. This one runs, the Simple White runs standalone. So I went back to the menu to disable Simple Green and enabled Simple White. When I came back to the game, I still had the grass, but only here in Sanctuary, not elsewhere. So I had to do a hard, I had to close the app and restart it. He does say that can happen in the FAQ, and that's not a fault with the mod. That simply just sometimes happens. So that said, here's Sanctuary in winter. Let's go down the road a little bit, and then I will travel to some other areas, and we'll check it out. I like what I see so far. I remember, when I first saw Simple Green, when mods first came for PlayStation, and I read the initial, FAQ for Simple Green. He said he wanted sometime in the future to implement a snow mod, but he didn't know how he'd do it, but he'd look for a way. Well, this guy continues to impress me, Andrew CX, the creator of Simple Green, because he's also the creator of many of my other favorite mods. Maybe it's just that I like his style, but to me, his stuff has always impressed and blown me away. So here we are over by Red Rocket. We'll check this area out, and then I'm going to zip around to some other locations. Now, I'm not as excited for this particular mod as some, because where I live right now, we've got about 4 feet of snow. This is what I see when I look out my window. Well, okay, no, this only knee high. But, and I also play Grand Theft Auto, and I just got through trudging through the snow in that game for a week, a couple weeks ago. But still, in the middle of summer, I'm definitely going to be revisiting this season. It's very cool. Okay guys, and here we are at Hangman's Alley. Now, I just literally installed this mod, an hour or so ago. I haven't even had time to play with it, so I'm experiencing this for the first time, and I'm not real sure what I'm going to see, so, this is cool for me. I figured I'd come to Hangman's Alley here so we could see what it looks like in the city, in Boston ruins. Hopefully I'm not going to get ambushed, so we'll try to walk very quietly and carefully. Let's go over towards Diamond City, where we're less likely to get pulverized. There's no snow on objects or buildings, but you really can't expect that with the limitations put upon PS4 mods, of course. Now, I'm sure you guys are familiar with the regular Simple Green. And if not, I could do a review on that. And of course, you can find many other videos and pictures of that all over the internet. And it basically, you know, these white areas, basically with regular simple green, are grass and green areas. And here it's simply been replaced with this texture, which I'm quite impressed that, again, with the limitations imposed upon PS4, that you could pull these off as well. So there's very little snow in the city. Now, of course, there are other mods for this, you know, the plugins. This is the winter one, and as I mentioned before, as you probably know, there's also Simple Red and Simple Yellow. And after I check out a few places with the snow, we'll be doing that. I want to save red for last because I'm super, super eager to see it. I want to save the best for last because I'm sure the fall colors of New England are just going to be beautiful. Alright, so Hangman's Alley to Diamond City is a little sparse, but there is snow here and there. So check out some other areas. Okay, here we are over at the Federal Ration Stockpile place over south of Sunshine Tidings on the west side of the map. I just recently cleared this place out, so I'm pretty sure nothing's going to pop out and kill me. Okay, now, I know from reading the FAQ, I believe he wants to, and people have asked, you know, can we add snowdrifts and things like that? And you know, don't quote me on this, but I believe he said he's not sure how, but he wants to find a way. And hey, if you find a way to make, you know, this dusting of snow, I'm sure maybe he can find a way to do snowdrifts or something more. I'm impressed that this exists as it does. It's very cool. I'm definitely going to be playing with this, as I said, some in the hotter months when I'm not already tired of seeing snow. This is nice. Let's go up here and hopefully not too disturb those corners up there. Alright, now this character is still fairly low level. I'm going to try to go to as many areas as I can, but I think I haven't explored all of the map yet. Sure, I could go to, you know, a high-level character, but I think we can see all we need to see with the places I can visit, so let's go somewhere else. Well, here we are at my small little settlement at 10 Pines. You've not seen this building, I haven't made a video for it yet. This is a different kind of settlement security defense type building. We'll go over that some other time. Yes, and don't mind the bodies. Leftovers of a massive dual raid. Alright, so I think I've seen what, you know, you could expect from Simple White, at least as it is right now. A nice dusting of snow all over the Commonwealth. And as there are two versions of this mod, one for the base game and one for those with Nuka World, I expect you to also see it in Far Harbor and Nuka World if you have those DLCs. This looks very nice. Very nice. Alright guys, now let's go ahead and check out Simple Yellow and Simple Red. Okay, here we are back in Sanctuary. I'm running the Simple Yellow mod. Now the Simple Yellow runs a little different from the Simple White. The Simple White has two, as I mentioned, it has two mods. One for this game, one for the entire game with all DLC. And it's standalone. Yellow and red are different. Because you do need to run Simple Green with it. So right now I'm running Simple Green Nuka World add-on, and Simple Yellow. And it's going to be the same when I load up red. It's going to be Simple Green Nuka World add-on, and then Simple Red. Just to be clear, the yellow and red require the green to run. Now this is Simple Yellow, and just as Simple Green gives a nice springtime look to the world, Simple Yellow brings a more summery feel. If I understood the author's notes in his FAQ correctly, this is like summertime. The grass isn't as light, vivid green. The trees are not as, you know, again, it's not as green, it's more yellow. So here we are in Sanctuary, checking it out. I like this. We're going to see what the other places look like. And Simple Green, sometimes the grass is a bit too much. But here, well, this looks a little better. Let's run over to Red Rocket. It's right in here. First segment, and let's run over to Red Rocket. Now, something I do want to note, because I've done reviews Every time I see a half-drawn running, I immediately look, oh shit, what's he running from? Now, I've done I've done reviews for mods before, and it's inevitable. I will get questions, people saying it's not working, what should they do? And of course, guys, I don't write mods, and I don't know, and if, just, I'm not the person to ask. The only thing I can advise you on is, better load order, try to switch things up. Feel free to ask whatever you want in the comments, and maybe in a review can help you. But I just want to make it mention that I'm not responsible for any issues with these mods, as I am like you, just, that I usually open. So, that video done at Red Rock. I love this glass. Oh, this is beautiful. It's not as green as simple green. It looks more, well, you can see it. I like the color in the trees as well. I might just be playing with this as my usual look. But hey, you can change it up whenever you want, right? Let's go check out somewhere else. We are down at the station. And this character actually has not even unlocked this yet as a settlement. He's merely visited it for questing purposes. So I haven't seen the yellow down here yet. Let's check out. Let's go a little south towards the UFO crash. Very nice. I'm still really impressed with the grass. I'm not saying the green from Simple Green is too much. I'm saying this is a little easier on the eyes. Although still, if you've seen this place with Simple Green, wow. There's places I have literally gotten lost in because it's like, it's thick, especially the whole area in north, and he's always updating and expanding his Simple Green mods, actually all of his mods. I would say that of all my mods, I get the most updates from the mods created by this author, NUCS. He's very good about updating stuff, and as he's updated, he's added more and more trees. With Simple Green, the entire North map, I've actually gotten lost in places. It's so thick with green, beautiful trees. And I know that down here, with the green mod, there's definitely a lot more trees. This is a lot thicker. So he's thinned it out some. This is, it's summertime. It's hot. Grass isn't growing as well. Very beautiful. Very beautiful.
Got a hankering for a melting face?
As long as I'm here, we kind of go down into the city.
Let's see what you have.
Let's go somewhere out east. Somewhere else, see how it looks. What is that? Yes, that means there's probably gunners nearby. Well, let's head out east somewhere. And here we are at Starlight Drive-In. Now, it's just as grassy, but again, as you can see, the grass is not as bright green. I like it, you can almost imagine it was a hot summer day. I just wish there weren't so many dead trees. But again, I know nothing of the mod process. Now, I did used to make mods myself, long time ago for Daggerfall and Morrowind. Then they were actually current games. So the last time I made a mod was around 2003 or so. So I can't say anything for the current mod making process. But I do know, personally, I would expect to see more green and yellow trees. But enough of that. Let's see what all this looks like. We're here in my military checkpoint at Starlight Drive-In, for which I have made a couple videos, and I will be revisiting this settlement in the future. Once, I'm done with or get bored of the Black Fortress Sanctuary. This is very nice. Very beautiful. Alright, I figure it's probably time we go check out Simple Red. Let's see, Boston in the fall. And here we are at Starlight. All I simply did, I had to do, was exit the game. I simply I turned off yellow, I turned on red, I reloaded the game right where it was at Starlight, and here we have it. So I can expect this is going to be just like the yellow, only with the beautiful, and they are beautiful, red trees instead of yellow and green. I'm eager to see Sanctuary. I bet it's going to be a sight. Ooh, these trees are pretty. Yes. I should note that earlier, when I first came into Sanctuary with the simple yellow, my game did crash. Now, I'll be showing, my load order is linked in the description for this video, and I will be showing it at the end of this video. I'll be going through my entire list of mods, about half of which are actually enabled, and I try to keep a close eye. I try to keep a close eye on my load order. That's why I've never had a big crash for mods. So what just happened when I just crashed coming into Starlight, I cannot say if it is or is not directed at this mod. More than likely, if it does have to do with this mod, it has to do with my load order, as I haven't had time to tweak with it yet because I just installed this. I did want to mention, though, that my game did crash. And that's the first mod-related crash I've ever had. Wow. Okay, this looks nice. Now, there have been users who commented that, let's not go that way. But they wondered if you could enable so that they would automatically change with the seasons in the game. Now, Andrew CX said that he doesn't know of a way. He didn't make any promises today. He said he doesn't know of a way. But he also didn't know a way to make snow at first. So that would be cool. That'd be cool to see if these seasons changed on their own. I would like to see that. That would be actually more than awesome. But yeah, I don't have any hope that could be possible. There's extreme limitations for, the PS4 mods. Let's go check out Sanctuary. And of course, it's beautiful here, as Sanctuary has gotten the most attention. As far as I've seen, Sanctuary has gotten the most attention from these mods as far as tree placement. Now, don't forget, you probably know about the people in this. Yes, this could be load order related. It's not a big deal. You've seen my Black Fortress. You know that these windows are already clear. It's some kind of glitch causing it. And to fix it, all I have to do is open up my build menu, go to warehouse, and then it fixes. No need to do that now. Just know it's a small glitch. I fix it every time. It could be caused by load order, or it could be to do with Unlock Settlement Objects mod. As this is it is fresh from a recent update, so I don't know. That's not a big deal. That's what that is. Let's move on. Of course, again, with Unlock Settlement Objects, you can place these trees, so you can make your settlements look with simple red, for instance, absolutely as red and beautiful as this. I have noted as far as tree placement, and there's a lot of dead trees, but, if you have Unlock Settlement Objects, of course, you can place as many beautiful trees as you want in your settlements. So let's go ahead. Let's check that out right now. Now, as long as we're here, I'll show you the fix for this quick window thing. If it's happening in YouTube, again, it could be my load order. Not sure. If it's happening in YouTube, simply go to the USO menu, Structures, go to Warehouse, and it fixes itself instantly. No problem. Now, let's go check out trees, which I believe are in decorations. There's a lot of menus here. Nature. Let's do some tree planting. Harvest plants, trees green, trees orange, trees red.
Let me speak to them.
Make a car key with your phone? It's a snap with Snap
Sorry
Key.
about that. Officer Edwards here was just doing his job. I'm sure you can understand our need for caution.
Let's see how some of these look.
Newcomers, we like to operate on exchange. You help us, we help you.
Yeah, I know I can't really see right now. I'll play some and I'll turn the mid off. Now let's go at least orange to find out. Alright, so yeah. Very nice, very, very nice. So the tree placement, if they're not thick enough for you, if you want it like you're in Sanctuary, you totally can. You can unlock Settlement Objects mod.
Edwards and I will meet you at the entrance.
And now I'm going to show you my load order here. Now, as I mentioned earlier, I am disconnected from the internet because you don't need the internet to play Fallout, nor do you need it to shift around mods. So none of this stuff is loaded. But I'm updating YouTube currently, and it will take upwards of 5 minutes to load all of this. It's not necessary. So you don't need to see the pretty pictures. Here's how I'm running it in my load order now. I have a simple green base right here. Now notice I'm running red, which means I have to have green and red enabled. Simple green is enabled there. I have a lot of mods, half of them are not enabled. Now I just downloaded these new ones, the white, red, and yellow, so they're still at the bottom of my list. When I figured I'd try it out here, and besides I would crash at it having problems, I will likely move them up if I get any more crashes or, other problems. So as you can see, I was running the base green up at the top of my load order. And then down here I have a simple green, this is the new glow add-on. And then I'm running red. Now, he said you can enable these and disable them while you're playing, but I don't see a way to. I'm likely missing something because he designed these mods specifically for the PS4.
Did something go wrong?
So if I want to change to yellow, this, only use this. If you want to change it to white, you would turn off the red, I turn
All
off
those
this green
lines
and the
lost
green
due
up
to
there at the
some
top,
malfunction?
and turn on
That's not
snow,
acceptable.
the white one,
I
because
suppose
it
we've been
is
lucky. Here,
standalone.
we pride ourselves on having maintained a
So that's how
successful
this
vault
will
over these past 2 centuries.
the road
We'd
order.
like
This
to
is
be
where I have
completely
mine. I can't
self-sufficient,
guarantee.
but there are
I'm
certain
always fixing
resources
a
we can't
little
provide ourselves.
adjust for
I'm
things.
impressed you've maintained a successful vault for so long.
So,
Thanks. I owe it
anyway,
to
guys,
the
I guess
overseers
that is
before
going
me,
to
but some
conclude
here
this
would disagree.
video.
A few
So,
believe
my
opening the doors to the
overall
Commonwealth
take
was a
home
mistake.
from, what I think of this mod,
Interaction is a good
I love it.
thing.
I mean, it's
The
absolutely
Commonwealth is
awesome. Now,
So I've
I
heard.
want to, bring up
But
my
it's still
issues
got a long
with
ways
it.
to go.
Issues
Now,
being, it looks
I
like
have
there's some
work
work
to
to be
do.
done, and I
Most
do
everyone
expect
here is
updates.
very
I expect
friendly with
awesome
Commonwealth
mind-blowing
visitors.
updates, as he
Although
always
that
does.
power armor may
I'm
make a few people
bit
nervous.
disappointed
If you need
in,
anything
all
else,
of these
I'll be in
dead
my office.
trees, particularly with the yellow mod, because summertime I would expect to see more leafy trees. I don't want to demand too much, but hey,
Keeping an eye on you.
if
Do
it's a
us all a
perfect world,
favor
and
and
that's what I
behave
want to see. I
yourself.
want to see more yellow trees. This being the fall version, dead trees are perfectly acceptable.
No signs of rain yet?
So I'm going to say I think there's a small lack of trees. Overall, it's pretty awesome. I did have one crash, and it's likely related to my low order.
Power.
So overall, this is very awesome. There's absolutely no reason why you should not be downloading this right now. Because I think he's in the same stage, turning these mods on and off, and I've had that one crash, and that's it. I've had no problems, no frame rate drops. I should mention that. There's been no frame rate drops. There's been no problems in loading, saving, or anything. I have totally tortured this save, turning these mods on and off, and all is well. So guys, I give this a rating of why the hell are you not downloading this right now? Alright guys, it has been a pleasure as always. My name is Dark Valley. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for new content. It's always coming. I will catch you guys next time. What's up guys, Dark Valley here, and today I'm going to do a mod review on a mod which I actually kind of already reviewed, but it's a very early version. I gave kind of a short and poor review of it because, well, its functionality just wasn't there, but now it is. And it is this one right here, Scrap Skeletons, Ghouls, Plants, and More, version 3.0. Now, I reviewed the base version of this just like it was a couple days ago, just right after the mods for PS4 came out, and it didn't do much. If you saw, I was really only able to scrap skeletons, and while that was cool, it really didn't do much else. And I left it on my game, I left it active, I didn't do anything with it, and sure enough, as promised, the author has updated it, and so I think I'm going to keep this mod personally. I mean, like, that's my first impression right off the bat. Okay, this guy's on top of his shit. He, like, tripled the utility of this mod in just a couple days. I'm going to hang on to this because there's a lot of other scrapping mods. But, well, let's get to that. Let's get to what it does now. Now, before it was really only just scrapping skeletons. Here we are, so I drive in. It previously didn't scrap these things. These things, to me, and maybe you guys will agree, are almost, if not as annoying as the skeletons, because these things, they get moved around, they roll around. You can't pick them up, you can't move them, but they somehow end up rolling all around your settlement. Well, now you can scrap these with this mod. This mod has a lot of utility now. Now it's letting you scrap trash around the settlement, all kinds of things. I'm going to show you a few things that some settlement is letting me get rid of. All these plants on the walls. And it really gave decent breakdown materials for it. I like that. It's letting me get rid of these big things here, which is really cool. A lot of this stuff won't have names when you highlight it. You know what? I couldn't care less about that. This allows me to clean stuff up, and that I really like. It lets you get rid of a ton of vegetation now. There's a skeleton. It lets you get rid of a ton of vegetation, including hedges and things like that. So here's a lot of the stuff that you can scrap at Starlight Drive-In. Pretty much most everything. This grass I've always found annoying. Not just here, but everywhere, because you have to build. I find myself building floors way up higher than they need to be just so the grass doesn't show through the floor. You know, like this right here. I don't think I can actually scrap this grass. I cannot. And so I find myself making floors way too high because of that. That's really not concerning anymore, because now you can scrap all this crap. I know I highlighted this. Yeah, I did. Yeah, you can scrap that too. And let's see what else we can do. And here we are, Sanctuary. And again, it's letting you scrap virtually all of this grass and crap. It's really awesome. And of course, these hedges. These hedges appear in a few settlements. And now you can get rid of these. That's great. I hated walking 10 miles. Okay, not 10 miles maybe. I hated walking all the way around these things. That's so much better. Let's see, can we finally ever get rid of this? No. Okay, we still can't get rid of this. Not sure why, but that's cool. The author of this mod, again, has added a lot of functionality in just the last couple of days. I'm really glad that I stuck with it. Because there's, like I said in my previous initial review of this mod, there's mods that clean up settlements. I haven't honestly tried them. I haven't tried them because, wow, I can get rid of a lot of shit. I haven't tried them because I'm afraid they might interfere with other things because they target specific settlements. I could change the load order. I should mention load order on that note. This mod that I'm using right now, the scrap skeletons and everything, it says to put it before any like major settlement kind of mod things, which I think might apply to Simple Green here, because Simple Green adds these green trees among other things. Now, as of right now, I am running this against that recommendation. I am running the scrap skeletons to the bottom of my load list right now, and these trees are here, so I guess, you know, so there's that. Probably should do what the author says. Also, as long as I'm talking about things that the author recommends, if you remove this mod, you're probably, most or all of this stuff is going to come back that you're scrapping, so keep that in mind. Now, what I was saying about the other clean settlement mods, look, like I said in my previous video, I don't want to download 20 fucking mods to clean up one settlement at a time. I'd like one mod that, you know, lets me do this, even if it's less functionality, even if this cleans it up less, and I can't remove buildings, I can do it to every settlement, at least so far as I've seen. And so that's what works for me personally, even if I can't get rid of buildings. I'm not as worried about that. There are some settlements, like right here at Sunshine Tidings, these buildings really are annoying, and they really do get in the way. Everyone has their own style of playing, their own things they like to do, but me personally, I don't want 30 mods each doing one settlement that could conflict with God knows what. Oh, and look at that. Okay, this is why I came to Sunshine Tidings. This annoying ass ghoul. And this is the worst one right here. He's the amazing ghoul who's... Well, no, that's not the one. That one's over here. The one who's hanging in midair and you shoot him and then he falls. Yeah, I hate these things. They're always here. So, okay, what does a ghoul break down into anyway? That's good to know. 2 fertilizer, huh? Yeah, well, anyway, not a baddie, you know. I like it, so okay. So ghouls, bushes, vines, plants. I've been to several settlements and tried it out at a lot of places and was able to scrap out a lot of stuff. No pre-existing structures, but pretty much everything in between. And really what I care most about is this damn tall grass, which forces me to elevate my buildings, like for instance right here. I had to elevate this goddamn building way up in the air because all the grass I built it over. Alright guys, so I'm going to say I totally recommend this mod. Not that I'm any kind of authority on it. There's a lot of time for more mods to come out for PlayStation. You know, mod capability was just released a few days ago. So right now, as I've seen, I've been through every mod. I've been checking every day. Every day I check for new ones. I check for updates. This so far is the only mod I've seen that's like a universal scrapping mod. I've seen some, like I said, that apply to particular settlements. But as of right now, this is the only one that really does what I want to do, which gives me one mod that kind of just lets you scrap everything. Who knows what'll be there in the future, but right now I totally recommend this. Look how much he's changed it in just a couple of days. Alright guys, so awesome mod. Check it out if you haven't. Alright, so that's it for today. I hope you liked the video. If you did, let me know what you think. Subscribe for more updates that are always coming, building videos, mod reviews, whatever, and whatever else you want to see, let me know. Guys, my name is Dark Deli. I will catch you guys next time.
Yes, I am.
I knew it!
Just strapping power armor, guns
Okay,
that actually
give me the tour,
sound like
Austin.
guns,
Here's the
and we are
capsize.
going to be talking to
Gotta
customers
show
how to
Terry.
minute
She's gonna
requests.
flip.
Three
Follow
very
me.
cool things
We'll
that
start
I've always
over here.
wanted to have in the game, and they are now here, included, and it is awesome.
Hey.
Alright guys, so, well, here we
The
go.
tour just started.
Okay, so first I want to talk about this one right here. It's called Reverb and Ambient Overhaul. And what it does, first thing it does is it adds 2 new sliders in the sound menu options, one for ambience and one for reverb. Now I have this book all the way up here for purposes of testing so I can show you, but it allows you to adjust those variables. This description is really extensive. It does a lot of things. It really adjusts a lot of ambient sounds in the game. It especially comes from weapons
Austin.
make, which, well, wouldn't be ambient sound, but it adjusts that. It adjusts. I haven't really noticed, to be honest, much of the difference in ambient sounds, and that's probably a good thing. You know, that's the way I see it. If someone seeks the ambient sounds to be more realistic, and I don't notice it, then it's probably a good thing. And I have it all the way up. Now, the main
I can't
cool
wait till I
part
don't have to
about
go to
this,
school
you
anymore.
make sure you're missing anything here, is the weapons and explosions sound, to me, a lot more realistic. Especially like right here, we have a distant battle going on. It doesn't sound much different than it used to, but there is more echo and reverb to the weapons. Now, such weapons sound the same. I, of course, brought plenty of weapons to test this out. So I haven't suggest on your rifle.
Yeah.
And you can hear that I really like this. I really like the sound of weapons. The echo more, the reverb, the sound. Where's that guy going? I'm over here, dude. And so that's what the reverb sounds like. And slow time. That's one of my routines is slow time. I have to test that more than I thought it would here. But I really like the way
Heard we had a trainer.
reverberate the sound echoes. It said it takes a lot of gain. I don't see a huge difference,
Stop by our class.
except when I'm in the distance, to be honest. Look at that, right there. And I'll show you some of the weapons I got because the sounds are. So, it's 44 Magnum. They might have a little more kick. This thing is decent. The lever action rifle with this mod. It sounds more like, you know, the rifle like this would sound like.
I hope I'm not being dangerous, but I'd like to ask you a favor.
And I'm
Would you mind
really
donating
dig
some
it.
medical samples, even just the blood sample?
Laser rifle.
I might,
Just a
for
little
some
more
caps,
basic
all right?
reverb, and it's
The
the
overseer
same
did
thing
give me a few
with the
caps for
radium
this.
rifle.
How
So
does
having
50
some kind of
caps
movie
sound?
to it.
That hardly seems enough.
And even if this is over, if you
I
just wanna
suppose
reverb,
I can use
you
the
know,
rest of my
after that,
allotment. I can give you 100 caps.
This
Sure,
other rifle,
you
this
can have some blood.
fires 5.56
Just have
ammo,
a seat,
but
and I'll draw some blood.
it sounds like the same combat rifle sound to me. More reverb.
Sit there.
And the spray and pray now actually sounds like a badass weapon.
This will only take a second.
So I'm really digging this. I feel a lot more immersed when I'm in
There.
combat.
Hardly hurt a bit.
It really is.
Here are the caps I promised you. Thank you. This will be a great help.
Is that
Now,
all I brought to test?
I need to get these prepared
Unless you
immediately.
think the first stepper sounds different. Yes, that's all I brought to test. And grenades, they say the grenades were different. Let's see. I still don't think that they can. I've always been unimpressed by grenades in games because. Let's see what it sounds like. Definitely more basic reverb. If you ever heard a grenade in real life, they shake the goddamn ground. from like half a mile away. The things are definitely in real life. And I mean, you never ever get that. In games and movies, yeah, well, movies are crazy, fireball, of course, you know, they don't actually make it on this fireball, but that's the point. The point is, this is a little better than life. I guess it's better without going over the top and being ridiculous, and so I can appreciate that. So we'll leave that there. The grenade sounds better. If it was as loud and, you know, deafening as it was in real life, it would be a little, you know, ridiculous when you're walking 20 grenades over the wall. There's a lot more bass to the explosions, and I really like that. I did bring a Batman. The advantage is my carry weight is that I can bring all these out here and test them. There's a lot more bass to the weapon, you know, and it's not something that's over the top. It's something I really like. So, guys, that's... Oh, big surprise. The third separate sounds it's in, guys. So, that's my impression of this mod, the Reverb and Ambience Overhaul. I really like it best for the weapon sounds. Distant gunfights really echo. I haven't noticed much of the ambient sounds in the game, like crickets and wind and water flowing and whatnot, and like I said, it's probably a good thing. So, well, shit, how can I not recommend this? It's badass. And now the next mod I want to look at is this one. This one is simple and awesome, and it's simply awesome. Limited Minuteman quests. All it does is it makes it so that Preston will only give you one quest at a time. Instead, this says 3, although I swear I've had 4 at times before. Now, that does not mean I approve of unsolicited rated quests just being handed to you, but 1 is better than 3. And it still does, you know, it still leaves some of that feel of the Minuteman thing where you're helping settlements, you know, if you like that. Hey, if you don't like the Minuteman quest, just send Preston, you know, away to a settlement you never go to, then you never have to deal with them at all. But anyway, all that aside. This is an awesome, it's a simple mod, it really can't not work. The thing is, I do a lot of stuff that's not questing, I do a lot of building and things like that. And I hate when I've got 3 or 4, I swear I've had 4, Minuteman quests in my log, which I didn't ask for, that are failing while I'm trying to build. In fact, if you guys have seen my videos, you've seen Minuteman quests fail on my screen while I'm trying to videotape a building I'm doing. It's just like, God damn it. Now, as you can see here, I got 1 Minuteman quest. And that's the only one I have. I'm not counting old guns. I have 1 Minuteman radius quest on my quest log right now. And I'm standing by Preston, and lo and behold, he's not giving me a quest.
No, nothing.
And that's really awesome. That I can actually stand here, because usually when I come to Sanctuary, I see Preston, and I run the other way, like, oh shit, no. No, I start talking, and I'm just running away. I'm like, please, no, I've already got 1. You know, it's 1 is more than I can handle. And I can sit here and talk to you not being anymore, so that's really all you need to verify is that this mod works. All this mod does is it takes 1 variable, you know, in the game and changes it from 3 to 1, so you can only give you 1 quest at a time. So I definitely, again, awesome mod, small, it's not going to affect anything else. You don't need to start a new game to do it, although this character did have no Minuteman quest in her log when I enabled the mod. If you have 3 in your quest log when you enable it, you might have to do those to take it out of the way first. But she had none. I talked to Preston, he gave me 1, and then that was it. Now the last mod I want to look at is this one right here, power armor, frame crafting, and more. And by more, it does a lot more. First, it allows you to create those smaller power armor stations, like you see in Good Neighbor at the weapons store there. So when it goes a little more high-tech, I think they do in April. But as you create fusion cores, of course, there are perk requirements to do so. You know, I'm only going to be interested in mods that maintain game balance to some degree. You can move power armor frames and fill them in. Of course, I'm going to show you all this stuff. You can scrap power armor frames and build power armor frames from the pieces you scrapped out of them, which is awesome. It can allow you to take a stolen power armor frame, take it apart, and then rebuild it with another power armor frame. And, you know, effectively removing the stolen status, which I am sure that annoys all of us, it annoys the crap out of me. And it adds something interesting here. What it does is, the adding patch paint job that you can buy from Rowdy at the adding patch garage, it said it changes it to a custom pack. And basically what that does is it unlocks like all the paint jobs. Costs more. I tested it out on my character with 11 charisma. It cost me 12,000 caps, so it's definitely more expensive because I think with that high charisma, the Agnes paint job only costs like $6,000. So it makes it a lot more expensive, but it unlocks all of the paint jobs, including some that I've never seen in the game. I would show you, but it's really pointless. I have gone through all of them. I've tested all of them out. You can do the quantum paint job. You can do the Vim, the Nuclear, and while I'm on that, the Nuclear and the Quantum XO1 paint jobs you can do, and they do have a legendary effect that they come with that they have in Nuclear. So that said, if you want to work for that and earn it, and not just pay the 12,000 caps, you still can, or you just get a part and get it. And it also unlocks, and these are the ones I've never seen before, a bunch of really good steel paint jobs. Now, in the game, as far as I know, there's only the Knight, the Paladin, and the Sentinel. This gives you the Knight Captain, Knight Sergeant, Officer, and Elder paint jobs. And the only real difference, I actually thought about showing you all of them, but that would take too much time because the only real difference between those is the insignia on the arm and some slight coloring of the armor, and I can tell you the difference. The officer is basically the same as Paladin, except it's just all charcoal gray color. It's got the red line like the Paladin, but it's like essentially just all charcoal gray. There's no insignia, there's no bit of steel emblem on the chest, it's like, tactical stuff, I guess. And then there's the Elder, the Knight Sergeant, Knight Captain. We basically have different insignias on the sleeve, which is kind of cool. Now,
Doctor, Forsyth
this
and
is
Rachel
the
have
first option period of this mod, and that's that you can pick up suits of power armor and move them. I love that. No more, when you got to shuffle power armor around and you're getting in, out, in, out, in, out. Yeah, you don't have to do that anymore. Now, I just noticed it's not letting you pick up this set. It might just be a... Now that's interesting, because I've tested this.
Okay.
I don't know why it's not letting me move that. That could be some kind of bug, because I just noticed I did not plan for that. Because I tested this, I knew XO1, I knew 260.
Another new face in the
Is it
vault,
because this is 251?
What is it we're needing now, fella?
I'm afraid that information is
happening
classified,
there.
sir.
Yes, you can
If
pick
I
up
told
power
you,
armor,
I'd
you
have
can
to
move it,
kill
you
you.
can get in it.
When you let in a good one,
power armor,
that sense of humor is just what
and I
this vault
tested this
needs.
too. You can move it
People
over
here, they're a bit
to a
overworked.
workstation. I'm going to
Don't
work
blame
on
the
it. Save the display
overseer.
cases. You can move a set over to a display case, and then click the display case.
I'm
and
sure
it
she's
will
doing
pop
that.
in
I know
place.
she is. She's a smart guy.
I can get this power armor,
I
and I
best
can
be
scrap
getting
it for one free piece. Now, this is something I haven't tested, so we're going to test this right here, right now. If scrap this, what happens to the armor?
Nice place you have here.
Why, sir? If you need any food for the road,
Great piece
our
of
menu is
wood.
quite it.
I'll think about it.
We'll see you
Okay,
soon.
so it looks like they might have actually destroyed that armor. Let's find out. Let's find out real quick.
Officer.
Yeah,
You're looking
so
to do some
don't
training,
scrap
looking for the
our
depot.
armor
Alexis has just
that
got
has
in.
armor on it because it's not in the list in my workshop. So there's that. Let's do that. Okay. So now I have two frame pieces. With those two frame pieces, because I scrapped two frames, I can build. I look down at the first required. Okay. Fail. But you see, with those two frame pieces, I can build a new frame if I had the rank of blacksmith plus the rank of science. Now, as I mentioned, here is the new power station. One of these, and it requires the same perks as the old one to build. So that's kind of cool. If you dig that look, I definitely do. I like that. I'll be using that in some of my sellings.
I
You
heard
can
you'll make
craft
out.
fusion
You got
cores at the chemistry station and the utility section.
Excuse
here.
me, officer.
It has fusion core right there along with it. That included it was already there. And it required a rank 2 in chemistry and a rank 2 in science, some small amount of
You're not
materials,
making any
and
trouble.
make fusion cores.
Hey there.
I don't want
Kind
to
of
hear
cool.
any
Not a
negative
huge
reports
deal.
about
I've
you,
never had a
outsider.
problem running out of fusion cores except for on survival mode. So I guess this could definitely be something handy on survival mode, but that is
The work
this
never
feature
ends
of the
in
mod.
Vault 1.
So the new things are cool. Again, if you buy the faction item pack, it's going to unlock all the factions, Institute included. Which I like because I never do the Institute, and so I've never had the Institute page up because it's the only one you can't get just by joining the faction. You actually have to irreversibly join the Institute in order to get their page up. So I've never had it because I decided to go to the Institute for whatever reason. Anyway, so all the faction page jobs, and then
We'll make it quick.
all of the
We don't
soda
need your
ones
kind
and both of them
around
steel ones,
here.
which I've never even seen in the game. Very cool
I'm a fellow
stuff.
vault dweller.
I don't care
So
where
I
you're
definitely
from.
like this mod a lot. If you, for nothing else, if we're moving power armor around, that is really cool. And this is something that should probably be looked into. I'm not sure why I can't move this because it's clearly functional power armor. My long video, let's test this out, and I'll wrap this up. All three of these mods that I'm testing today, I am running in conjunction with the 3 mods that I tested and reviewed yesterday. So I've not seen any conflicts or interferences of any kind. The only bugs I've seen besides this, I mentioned yesterday with the UTO mod. If you haven't seen that video, go ahead and check it out. Yeah, something about this armor won't let me pick it up. I'm not sure if it's because it's 251. That said, this is not a set with a vent paint job. This is the 251 with the vent paint job you get from the Vent Pop Factory, unaltered, unchanged. If that helps anyone watching this who wants to troubleshoot, this is the unaltered set from the factory. So there's that. Alright guys. So tell me what you think in the comments of my review on the mods today. If there's other mods you want to see reviewed, by all means let me know. I try to stick to ones that are fairly lightweight, wouldn't interfere with other things, and conserve, the balance of gameplay. I'm sorry. I try to stick. That's like guys and gals, that's how we do. And today we're going to talk some about some of the mods that I downloaded and decided to try out. As you guys probably know, I play on PS4, and of course, mods came yesterday. I'm sure you've all been playing with some high school apps. I wanted to get my opinion on 3 that I decided to use and show you how they work and what to do. Luckily, really didn't impact the ways I normally do it. I normally do it like sexual stuff. Nothing really impacts that. It's cool. Honestly, pretty happy with the way it was. The one I clicked to download is this over here, the Unified Clothing Overhaul. I'm sure a lot of people use on the popular list, so that will better out. And it is awesome, and I was going to go over Simple Green. And this one is cool. Scrap skeletons, edges, blah, blah, blah. First of all, the first thing you notice is Simple Green. I gotta say, this is awesome. I was going to talk about it later, because I actually already have some clips. I tweeted all around the anyway, trying to see where all it applies and did a really good job. So I'll talk about that one. First, I'll talk about the Unified Clothing Overhaul, which basically does things that players need to see in the game. It lets you, if you do it on anything, it lets you wear armor over clothing. Oh my god, right? Things that should have already been there. It also lets you craft clothing. Like you can craft the batting helmet, you can craft metal armor and then you can upgrade it. It also lets you swap legendary abilities around. I'll talk about that in a second. It let me choose this cool jetpack. This is the reason I went to third person, which I found this funny because it goes pretty darn good with the recon arena on it. And some making a little lacking, but hey, there's serious restrictions in the PS4 mods. I'm not too worried about that. I play first person anyway. The main thing I have, yes, I like to this mod, the Unified Clothing Overhaul, is that they made it with gameplay balance in mind. You can craft weapons from scratch and ammunition from scratch and all the special weapon smithing and ammo smithing and armor smithing workbenches, but they require prerequisites to be able to build them. A lot of the things also require prerequisites. I'm all about game balance. This character has everything, she has the armor and signing skill to build a jetpack. So she likes this armor and not her power armor. Well, now she can have a jetpack on her regular armor, which is pretty heavy too. And as you can see, it uses my AP bar. You know, I like that. It's got gameplay balance in mind. You can put new legendary effects on weapons, but you can't just pick from a list. You have to pull one off before you can put one on. One downside I have noticed here, UPO now, is that frame rate drops the closer to the menu. It's not creating a frame rate drop anywhere else, but it is in my armored and weapons workstations when I'm going through this list. Like right now, I'm standing up and down, and it slows down the frame rate a little bit. Now, first I want to mention one bad thing I did this. This weapon right here, the Simba's Child. I wanted to see, the first thing I decided to see is, let's see if I can take its legendary ability off and put it on another gun. No, in fact, I could not. I don't know if it's just this gun or other guns, but if you take this one off, you can't put it back on. You can't even put it back on this gun. So I'm going to have to reload this save. So keep that in mind. Other guns, however, for instance, I managed to take a mighty legendary ability off of this radium rifle, and I put it onto this rifle that worked fine. It was also possible to take off this ability, which apparently is called Furious. I was able, here I'll show you. It looks like this. You go in here, and this has a slightly modified, has some more options at the bottom. Furious is the name of this legendary effect. And I can put no legendary effect on this. Just click it off, and then I can take a different gun and say I want to put Furious on this right now. Scoped Radium Rifle, which has no legendary ability. I can go here, and slowly scroll through the menu. And as you see, it's on the list right there as available mods. I can put Furious on this. So that's pretty cool. I thought that was pretty cool. You can do a lot more stuff to armor than you can to weapons, including changing colors and such. Now, it's not going to be as versatile as this mod, is how it exists on PC or Xbox because of Sony's really strict modding rules. Because of that, because there's no textures allowed, you can't change the colors and everything. Like I can't take this assault marine armor and I can't make it pink, but I can make it invisible, which is cool. So if you want to wear armor or with some clothing, you can make it invisible, you still have the benefits from it. I can put, this is basically a smooth black skin, which is what I put on my jetpack. And that's really about it. And then I can put it close to children of adding a scheme on it, which is a good thing. Share some of my tricks that my friend and I figured out in getting these cars. I delivered right there, so yeah, a little over 300 cars, so we pretty much done all the missions like 20 times each, and definitely figured some of the quicker ways to do some of this stuff. So, well, let's get right to it. Let's go down here and see what's in there. Okay, so we're going to pretty trail. Now, I want to get top of the cars. And now, if you notice, you may not. If you have some standard and certain mid-range cars in your vehicle that have been keep those 20 cars and you're only good. So that brings you to the mission. So those are the only cars that are active. Now when I first get the mission, the first thing I look at is, okay, it's an X-8 turret. The reason, it matters what car you're getting is because if it's a slower car, like for instance, okay, one more here. Okay, so we have one of the easy ones. If you do one of the slower cars, like a Sterling, got to get a Valor, those are the only cars you gotta worry about for top range. Mid-range and standard, I forget, I remember on this is really slow and annoying. But if you get one of the slow cars, I would just pay attention to what mission it is because you might want to play it.
So it appears as though Rockstar is now working on a fix for the recent GTA Online PC exploits, which are allowing modders and cheat makers and also cheaters to basically just corrupt your entire account. They can remove money from your account, they can add money to your account if they want to, they can reset your level, they can do basically anything. This is a thing for a while where they can crash your thing, but recently they've been able to do it remotely, where they can with the new corrupt data action, this basically takes this will eventually get fixed by Rockstar. That's a thing we talked about in the previous video, but I just wanted to update the players out there who kind of are wondering, they're leaving comments on my videos, asking if they're going to log in now, if it's safe, etc. I've been updating you guys on my videos with a pinned comment basically up to this point, basically saying, no, it's not safe, and you log in if you want, you can do that at your own risk, and the risk is for the 5 here. But now with the recent news by Rockstar support Twitter, we do have confirmation on an official security-related title update that is coming to GTA Online that should fix these problems, or at least patch them for now. Hopefully these things are able to get modded, at least with this remote code. We're still going to see cheaters on PC, we're still going to see people's games getting crashed, security the same section, but hopefully they can patch these remote crashes issues where, if the modder is not in your same section, yours is invite only, then they should be able to crash these things. So that's a big problem. We're never going to get rid of it. So let's talk about this too. If you go into the new quick, or if you helpful, let me know what's happening like. What is going to fit today, whether it's GTA Online or Rockstar games, we're going to see what the people don't notifications. So what does Rockstar have to say? They tweeted out just now, we are aware of the GTA Online for the platform, which can aim to resolve any security-related type of updates. If you didn't try to secure any related issues, please reach out to Rockstar. So when we get this type of updates, it's just going to be for the PC platform most likely. We know that Rockstar is already in the process of coming out with a security-related type of updates to patch those remote crashing issues that we covered a few weeks ago here on the channel. And most of them do remote coding, where they're able to collect the profile data. They need to get this out ASAP. So hopefully they do that. We have no ETA. This is something that we should have done. This is going to be for a couple weeks now. Hearing has been through this title update, the fact that Rockstar is going to be working on this. They should have an estimated timeline of their report, but at least the whole world of what are we looking to do? They're just saying that it's happening, and obviously it's stay tuned. So definitely stay tuned on the channel, because considering we got on a Rockstar support account where they do all this stuff, you're never going to see it on the main channel. You're only following the main Rockstar gaming channel on Twitter. But I do want to show you guys something that's fun too. He has a temporary fix. If your account has been corrupted on PC, all you need to do is delete the Rockstar gaming folder from your documents, and then reload the game to refresh your profile data. Now, I'm not sure exactly what this does, because I haven't had it happen to me, and I'm not exactly sure what would happen if you do it. So the profile obviously isn't getting deleted. All that's stored on Rockstar, so that you can delete local data, but most likely what this is going to do maybe is reset your keybinds on PC, maybe it would reset your graphics settings and audio settings and all that, but I think it may just reset your keybinds. Honestly, it may not even do that at all. I'm not sure, I'm not claiming to know exactly, but I do know that is a fix right now, so you can at least log back into the game if that's something you're interested in doing. But again, I will proceed with caution. If you're not streaming the game on YouTube or Twitch or anything, you're most likely not going to have modders come down and attacking you whenever the second you log in to crash your game and ruin your life. But most likely what could happen is if you play the standard player or invite only player, you can careful, it's likely not public ways. You may still be on the recent player list of a mod, not in-game recent player list, but on the bottom you can still different player. It could be 50 users, it could be 100, it could be 500, it could be 1,000, it could be 10,000. Names of recent players aren't sure where those mod names when they are. So be careful, because they could go down that list and still find corrupt. or remotely craft your game, etc. So that is something you have to worry about. But if you're not actively making YouTube videos or streaming the game, and you're not like making yourself a huge public target necessarily for a cheater, then it feels like you're not going to blast it. But absolutely stay out of public sessions. That is something you 100% need to do. So I just wanted to come out with this quick video for you guys to update you. With all that said, be careful out there. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you all enjoyed the video today, and if you did, hopefully I earned your like on it. And of course, if you are new to my channel and you want to stay up to date with all the best GTA Online, Red Dead Online, and Rockstar Games content, consider hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss out on a single thing we post here on the channel. We consistently talk about updates, news, information, tips, tricks, and even leaks, and we'll keep you guys updated here on the channel daily. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you want to follow me over on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram, those are...
We got this damn door. I want that door gone. That door. I might use more of these. And put them along here, because on the inside it would give me like a good idea of where it is, of where they are. Use that shit to reach the red rocket. Here's why I'm not going to do it. I can barely hear it, but if I put it on the roof, I will most definitely hear it. Now, eventually I'll be able to build these things, which I'm going to assume don't make noise. But for now, that's what I got. Perhaps you should make it seem like you're building for Maxim if that's settlement. Anyways. Anyways. Now I got this goddamn thing. There we go. That's what I can't seem to fix it. So there we go. I want this. Hit the noiseless settlement walls. No. Noise generation is part of the experiment. And I want a... Okay. I need to open this with a switch. But then I need to open and close it with a switch on the other side. So I need a maybe I should make it an odd switch. Maybe I should make it a fire switch. One of those stupid things. That looks better. That looks much better. Okay. No, hold on. I need to close that. You will want a way to open and close it from the inside. Yes, that's exactly what I'm doing. I want a... conduit. But technically I don't need a conduit because I can just slide things right through the wall. But I'm gonna have a wall. I'm gonna have a conduit anyways. Conduit, wall through, pass through, conduit. Is this right? Is this right? No, it's not. Yep. Hold on. Now, trying to figure this out. I think another wall. Here. I do need another wall. Another wall. Another wall. I need another wall through the first piece. Back that way. Another wall through. Just like that. Is that gonna happen? Right, so. That opens. And that closes. There you go. Oh, that's fine. Yes, it is. That is. That's the